This week's cup. Nothing special about it. Today is my first Friday off in a long time. A long time. And I'm recording this video and then I'm going to go and play Elden Ring all week. And I can't wait. The day's off to a good start. My brown bin's finally been taken. After 4 weeks it had been full since I forgot to put it out that time. So yes, I can start recycling again and not having to go to dump it or put it in other people's bins or fanny about. Anyway, there's one thing I forgot to talk about last week, and it was Valentine's Day cards. So, while I was out shopping for Valentine's Day cards, I came across one. Big aisle, you know, they've got everything. Valentine's to my wife, Valentine's to my girlfriend, boyfriend, dog, all this shit. I come across one, and it says, to a lovely niece on Valentine's Day. So like a niece is, like when you're an uncle, it's your brother's daughter or your sister's daughter. To a lovely niece on Valentine's Day. And then you open it up and it's with lots of hugs and kisses. And I was looking at this card and I was thinking, right, I've got a daughter. And if one of my brothers gave my daughter a Valentine's Day card, lots of hugs and kisses, Uncle Dan, Uncle Jake, what? I'd be like, what? And at the same, I can't think of a possible scenario. I can't. I sat there looking at it for ages and thinking, what? Give me one scenario where that would ever be a thing. Why would an uncle give a niece a Valentine's Day card? Unless it's just black and white. Maybe it's for someone who's dating the niece. I don't know. Anyway, if you can think of something, please comment and let me know an appropriate scenario for an uncle, I suppose, or an auntie to give a niece a Valentine's Day card. Maybe that auntie is the sole carer of the niece and they didn't get a Valentine's Day card, so you want to make them happy. I don't know, it's weird. I don't remember a point where you give family Valentine's Day cards. You give Valentine's Day cards to people you fancy or that you're with together or married to. Anyway, it's been bugging me with lots of hugs and kisses. Lots of hugs and kisses. No, never mind. Anyway, weird one. So I went out on Saturday with my brother for a bit. And we had some beers, had a really good laugh, good time, right? And at the end of it, we decided to go into town. Big mistake. It was like 11 PM, we'd already had a load of beers. Let's go to town. We got to town, I think we had one drink and we were like, yeah, this is shite, let's go home. And this bitch in taxi rank, right? So it was spitting with rain, we were stood in the taxi rank, and back when I used to get taxis home from town, there was a secret mini taxi rank you could go to and kind of cut the entire queue off. So I convinced my brother to leave, to go to this other taxi rank. And as we start walking there, someone says, walk in the opposite direction, the rank's no longer there. So we just tried to turn around. We walked basically 5 meters. We tried to turn around and go back into a spot. We said to this woman, are we ready to go back? And she was just like, no, lose your feet, lose your seat. Lose your feet, lose your seat. And I was just like, what? And at this point I was quite calm. My brother were badgering her, asking like, why, give me an answer and all this stuff. And I'm just thinking, I'm looking at her, I'm thinking, God. And my brother quite likes winding people up, so he starts talking shit to her. I'm just stood there like, God, we're gonna have to just go back at queue, dude. And then the rain starts coming a little heavier, and he's still talking to her. And I just stop him and I just say to him, people like that are the reason humanity's fucked. And this fucking bitch, she goes, oh, it's quite the opposite actually. And I bet she goes through life thinking she's fucking God's gift to Earth. Oh my God, she's annoyed me. Anyway, I'm gonna calm down now. Whew. Ooh, I can still see a smug little face. And she's like, huh. And I was just like, I was looking at a bloke next to her, I'm thinking, my God, if you're with this woman, I feel so sorry for you. There's no common decency among shitty town folk, and it's just, oh. Anyway, balls to that, I'm getting annoyed thinking about it, and I'm having a good day because it's my day off and I want to be chilled and I want to enjoy it, so okay. Anyway, the storm came after that. The wrath of this bitch made the storm come. And the next couple of days, we've had this insane storm, and it's been like, I've never seen anything like it. And it blew my back garden fence off, like clean off. The fence was just down, big wooden panels, knackered. So Bob the Builder here, after the storm passed, I went out and, you know, re-put these fence posts in. There's some concrete supports behind them. I put them back in. Drilled the new brackets to the gates and all that kind of stuff. Awesome, felt good, looked at it, you know. Sweet. My mum even came round after I showed her a photo on WhatsApp of the damaged gate, and she was like, "Oh, your fence is looking nice." I did that. Nice. On Monday, I went to see Nordic Giants with Jab, and that was fun. We got the train to Leeds, had a couple of special beers on the train, that were nice. And then we went to Friends of Ham. And if you watched last week's episode, you'll know what Friends of Ham is. Basically, lots of fancy hams and cheeses and all this kind of stuff. And we went there and we got 3 different hams, 3 different cheeses, really fancy stuff. And we drank a stout, an IPA, and that was a nice starter. And then we went around the corner to Bunderbust. And Bunderbust is a vegetarian Indian restaurant, and it's also a brewery. So it's just awesome. And we got this massive like set menu for 2. I think there was like 8 different dishes or something. We had such a good laugh. It was a really nice day, and we were just chatting bollocks, and we went to this gig, and it was just awesome. The thing that weren't awesome was that we got a taxi from Bunderbust over to the venue. It was like 5 minutes away, right? The taxi driver asked us to give 5 stars and tip. I was like, what? I didn't know whether they were being cheeky or whether it was expected or what. It was just weird. And I'm the kind of person which I would always give 5 stars if it was a nice ride. And if they went extra mile and they were like, I don't know, if there was really, they gave above and beyond service, then you tip them. That's just, in England you don't tip. It's just not a thing. You tip for exceptional service, you don't tip as standard. And this taxi driver asked Jab to tip. And I was like, if that were me, if he'd asked me to tip and leave 5 stars, I would actively leave 1 star just because how awkward you've made it. You've made the journey awkward as balls, and it shouldn't be like that. Anyway, we're a knobhead. And I meant to ask him as soon as we got out of the car and say, dude, do not tip that guy, do not give him 5 stars. But we saw one of his friends that we were meeting there, and the conversation changed and whatever. And the following day, I'd once again left my car somewhere else and not at home, so I had to get a taxi to work. And this taxi driver, I've never had anything like it. I genuinely thought that I was in like a Fast and Furious movie. He was buzzing around these corners in between cars. I'm thinking, dude, you're gonna kill me. There's a junction near our house basically, and there's a main road going down, and you have to, it like merges on and it's a give way. And this guy just bezzes around and joins it. He doesn't even look. I'm thinking, how is this guy a taxi driver? How is he a taxi driver? I'm terrified. I hold on to my seat like that thinking, my God, can we please get out? Then after work, me, my missus and my daughter, we were going out for a meal together. We were going for just some snap. I rang my mum, see if she wanted to come and join us, because it's school holidays and stuff. So they joined, and there were my brothers and family and stuff like that. We had a massive table full of us. It was great. And there was a quiz on, and I didn't really know. I'd been a few times when there'd been a quiz on, but it didn't like log in my head that it was quiz night. So we just thought, you know what, while we're having this meal, we could just tag along on this quiz. And it was rock solid. It was proper hard. There were questions like, which was the first country to legalise abortion? What year did Prince of Wales become Prince of Wales? I'm just... Anyway, good job my father were there, because we'd have just got 0. Anyway, we ended up winning. We won with 11 out of 20. And I accidentally false called at 13. For some reason, I had it in my mind that we got 13, and we didn't. We got 11. And I false called. Everyone looked at me, and I'm like, oh. And Jess went, we got 11, not 13. And I'm like, oh, shit. I'm like, sorry, false call. Sorry. And then I thought, oh, my God, someone else is going to win, and I'm going to look like a rated it now. And it went down to 12, and then 11. I'm like, yeah, it was us. Thank God. So it weren't too bad after all. Won 5 pints, like little 5 pint tokens. It was good. At this point, we should have gone home. We should have gone back to ours, and my mum should have gone to hers with all the cavalry. And instead of that, my dad, who is in his midlife crisis at the minute, instead of like fast cars and motorbikes and all that, is into cocktails. And he basically flings the idea of going back to theirs and trying loads of his cocktails. So he did. Instead of going home at a reasonable time, which was 10 o'clock, we Went to my mum's and drunk cocktails until 3 AM, and it was amazing. He's got so into making these things. They're all so fancy. With like spirally orange peels and half of passion fruits in them floating. They just look so good. And he's so talented. So that was absolutely awesome. The next day, didn't really do anything. Chilled. I went to work for a few hours, watched some telly with the family. It was nice. And then towards the back end, I was helping my daughter with her homework, maths homework. And when you hear like homework, you think like some sheets of paper, they've got some questions, they've got to figure it out. And it's all digital now. So they log into this like, they log into like a portal and they answer some questions, and each question's got like a code at the top. And you have to write down these codes next to your working out that you obviously do on paper. And then after you've answered all these questions, it'll re-ask you the answers to the questions, but with the code. So it's like, what was the answer to E08? And if you've not written it down properly and prove you're working out, you obviously have to re-answer the question. So it really forces you to learn it, and it was good. And I felt I'm helping her with these multiplication questions because she was struggling with one of them, and it was something like 541 divided by 0.8 or something like that. And my brain was just like, what? My brain just didn't understand at all. So there's like a little tutorial video you can press that teaches you. So I thought, we'll just, me trying to act all casual and smart, like, we'll just see what this video says and then we can try and understand it together. I didn't want to think I were like. So I watched this video, and it basically says it's like a bus method. So all you do is multiply the decimal by whatever to make it a whole number. And we did that, and then we absolutely flew by it. We did this carry the number on, and anyway, it was absolutely a piece of piss. And once we understood that first one, we flew through the next like 20 questions and smashed it. So, and the next morning she had one more section to do, and I didn't even need to sit with her and help her. She kind of just logged on, nailed it, and then was done. It was good. So yeah, it's been a good week. I finished God of War yesterday, which was awesome. It was really awesome. Yeah, the ending, it was just good. I was really in the moment. It was a shame because I was rushing to get finished for 11 o'clock because Chris, my friend, is streaming Elden Ring, and I wanted to watch him basically from 11 o'clock until I started falling asleep early hours. And I was like, it got to 11, it got to 11:30, almost 12 o'clock. I'm thinking, my God, this ending's been going on for ages, but it's good, but I'm not in the zone. So I'm gonna have to replay the game again. Maybe on stream, probably offline. So yeah, I'm starting Elden Ring now. I'm gonna, end the video and then stream Elden Ring for 10 hours or whatever. And I'm streaming every day this week from Friday to Thursday, and it should be a banger. I hope you all have a good week, and I hope I see you all on the stream. If you're not following and all that stuff, it's twitch.tv/SakiChan. There's links in my description, all that kind of stuff. If you're liking the series so far, press the button and the stuff and the things, bing, bing, like. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you all next week. Have a good one.